It's Tuesday, boys, and I'm early. It's Tuesday, and I am live and early. So let's go. Damn it! Come on. Here we go. All right. Let us waste no time because time is of the essence. Time is always of the essence. We are always moving forward. We're not going back. We're not going back. Bathtub Enjoyer, thank you for the 16 months. Yeah, I got a good playlist right now. It's a good vibe. Well, hello everyone. Let me pop that up a little. Oh, Farley Cam blends in with the blanket. Hi. Hello. I'm jealous you're going to see Olivia Rodrigo. You want to know the funny thing? I forgot about it because I was so stressed trying to figure out like DNC stuff, blah blah blah. And then I remembered because I was on the phone with Cutie today, and I was like, oh my god, oh my god, we're going to Olivia Rodrigo tonight. So I'm gonna try to do my first vlog because I think it's very funny that we are going to a concert where there will probably be a lot of teens and very young, very young audience. But I'm young as well. Okay? You will be the oldest people there who are not parents. Yeah. I'll be hanging out with Zoomers and I'll be singing every word. You look very demure and mindful. Thank you. Should I not wear this blazer? I'm not going to look like a Zoomer if I wear this. I can't wear this. I have to wear something that I would like wear to EDC. If I show up wearing this and I'm singing driver's license, you know what I'll just be doing? I'll be like, oh yeah, my daughter's in the bathroom. Yeah, my daughter just really loves Olivia Rodrigo, and so do I. So do I. Wear the top that you wore on Cutie's night. Oh yeah. The royal bitch top. That's very Zoomer. Yeah, I need like a choker necklace. I'll wear that. Jen the party leader, thank you for the 23 months. Okay, so no blazer. Yeah, no blazer. It's been decided. Skirt, tank top, cool jacket with some boots, and you're good to go. I did not go to Chicago last night, and then the funny thing is that today I got a message that I got media credentials. But I had already made the decision not to go. And I know it's just been it's been such a mess. I made the decision not to go, and I was talking to Marsh, and he said if it makes you feel better, logistics have been insane. A lot of the entrances are shut down, like full blocks and entrances shut down because of the protests. And so there's secret service everywhere. And Marsh was saying that they had to have like people running the DNC, helping them with getting their credentials and getting in. And the other thing is that I realized that I would have to be manning my own camera. Can you guys imagine me, the tech queen, having to basically be on my own with my IRL equipment within the DNC? So I think ultimately it was the right decision not to go. My plan tomorrow, since I'm going to be gone tonight, Sharp Blaster, thank you for the 5 months. My plan tomorrow is I want to do a double stream. That's the plan right now, because I want to stream in the morning. Maybe. Okay. Maybe this is not a good idea. I wanted to stream in the morning and cover DNC stuff from tonight, because tonight the big thing is, or the big speaker is Barack Obama and Michelle Obama, who, don't get it twisted, Michelle Obama, there's a conspiracy that Michelle Obama is going to be president. So I still believe that. So I think something big is going to happen here. Yeah, I think that they're going to use this stage to topple Kamala Harris, and Michelle Obama is actually going to be the candidate somehow. At Egg Term C. Diggle, thank you for the 2 months. Hogan, thank you for the gifted. Austin is very excited. He also called me earlier and was like, I can't believe you're not coming, but also I get it. It's really stressful here. 100% would have had tech issues. Yeah. Yeah, so tomorrow's still TBD, but we'll be back on, we should be back on schedule by tomorrow. The last 2 days have been a little funky. So today is going to be brief, but we can touch on some DNC things from yesterday. Mainly I want to look at some protest stuff, look at AOC's speech. A lot of people online are feeling a lot of things. And then what else did I care about that we missed yesterday? We can watch Sean Fain's speech. You know what it is? If someone is giving an under 10-minute speech, perfect. Great. I'm all over it. We got to keep it a tight 10 or under. Okay? These speeches that are over 10, nope. We got to get people in there running the show. There were too many speakers yesterday, and some of the speeches, cough, cough, Joe Biden, was way too long. Elena, the judge from Streamer Games, was impressed with all of your ladies' flexibility. Yeah, I'm still hurting from that. 'Cause I'm still hurting. I am still hurting from the gymnastics and really from everything. Elena was amazing, though. And it was funny because I kept asking her to show me moves. I was like, how can I do that but not do that? You should watch this clip of Mike. I will watch this clip of Mike. Give me a second.
Moms are very important for me to continue with.
Great. Now I know what it is. Mike has a segment now, basically, of how Mike has a segment on his stream now of just laughing at my liberal past. Biden's was too long, but I'm not surprised. It's basically his final goodbye in front of his diehards. Yeah, I'm not surprised that Biden's speech was too long, and I was joking that they juiced him up. They juiced him too hard that he just kept going. I wonder if the teleprompter was like, okay, that's good. We're good. And Biden was just rogue. Hogan, thank you for another gifted sub. How was the movie? I had a really fun time. I really enjoyed Alien Romulus. I did miss the first 20 minutes. So I wrote because of Joe Biden. God damn it. Joe Biden has taken so much from us. So I missed the first 20 minutes of the movie. But I still had a really good time. I do want to watch it again so I can see what I missed. But I thought I really loved the cinematography. I mean, it was just a gorgeous film. I thought that Kaylee Spaney was great. Love Kaylee Spaney. Raveen Soul, thank you for the 5 community subs. Did you find the cast were too young? Well, one problem that I had is that because I missed the beginning, I didn't know people's names. I didn't know who was who. I was like trying to lean over to Will and be like, wait, so who's that? What's the relationship there? So there are certain things that I feel I can't really speak on because I missed, I missed the establishing moments. Hassan missed Nancy Pelosi walking in front of him because he was busy doing a FaceTime for a fan's dad. Well, I'm sure he can I'm sure he can run into her again. I'm sure Nancy is walking around, people putting signs in her hands for her to wave. Was there an alien in the movie? Yes, the xenomorph is in the film. But anyway, I enjoyed Alien Romulus. I am a little confused because I haven't fully read reviews. I just saw some stuff on Twitter of people not liking Alien Romulus because it had nothing to say. But I don't know. I mean, I love the Alien franchise. I love in 2024 having an Alien film. I spooky hated it because of that. Yeah, I mean, okay, here's what I will say. There were definitely a lot of moments that I was like, oh, that's straight from Prometheus. Oh, that's from Aliens. Oh, that's from Alien Isolation. Like, the fact that I have played Alien Isolation helped me to recognize that there was one scene in the film that I'm like, that's straight up from the game. Like, I remember that part in the game. So it definitely was an amalgamation of the game and then previous films in the Alien universe. But I still liked it. I will say, okay, I will say I do wish that there had been more cast members. Like, I wish the crew had been bigger because I think what Fede Alvarez brings to the table when it comes to gore and violence would have been better suited with having some more crew members. Yeah. I'm not doing any spoilers or anything. I'm just touching very briefly on Alien Romulus, but I thought the ending was a really well done sequence. That was really good action. I think with the movie being based in that particular timeline, you have to work within it without making changes to what already exists. That would be worse. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if like people expected it to be a film that totally existed on its own, like had nothing to do with the previous Alien films. The preview showed a lot, in my opinion, like you see a chestburster scene in the trailer. Yeah, I mean, I think they did that because that is, of course, one of the iconic moments from the original Alien. So, look, do I think that it's up there with Alien and Aliens? No, I mean, I think those two those two aren't really, like, everything that's come after that is not in competition with those two films, but I do think that it's good, and I think that it's better than I think it's better than Prometheus. I think it's better than what was the other Alien? What's the one that came after Prometheus? Resurrection? Or Covenant? Yeah, I can't remember. I really wish I didn't see the trailers for it, but oh well. Yeah, I mean, we talk about this all the time, trailers being a hindrance sometimes to totally being able to enjoy a film and not have any expectations for it. Here's the other thing too. I watched it in 4D. So the fact that I was late to the film and so I kind of was like, I feel like I can't fully review this because I missed the beginning, And also we watched it in 4D, which I've never done before. I didn't know that Will had gotten 4D tickets. So I did not expect, like, suddenly I was in my seat and it started moving. I was like, what is happening? What the fuck is 4D? 4D is a theater that's specifically built as an experience for the film. So your seat moves. There were strobe lights. There were, like, it's not for everybody. It's really not an experience for everyone. Whenever there would be like blood splatters or certain explosions that would have, steam or smoke, it would spit out this sudden shock of cold air onto your face. You're literally fighting for your life in those seats. Yeah. So there's no like reclining in the seats. There's none of that. You're very upright, and there's a large gap in between each of the rows because of all the all the mechanics of the 4D theatrical experience. It's so uncomfortable. Would I do it for every film? No. Did it add fun to my experience watching Alien Romulus? Totally. I agree. I that's what I think. Also didn't love I'm not going to say what it was, but there's a certain AI thing and I didn't love that. No, it's not a cozy movie watching experience. No. Hello, super lurker here. 40x win, movement, water in the chair can basically punch you. Oh yeah, it would punch you in the back too. I live near one and just saw Deadpool and Wolverine 40x. I will say, if you've never done 4D, you should try it once, unless you have epilepsy or something. Don't do that because they do have strobes. And if you don't like the sudden if you don't like sudden like water and wind and shit like that, but otherwise it can be a really it can be a kooky fun experience. Some things really irritated me, but it looks so good. The visuals gave me brain tingles. Yes, I agree. Like, the movie looked so good. I was really impressed with the visuals as well. Want to see Alien in IMAX? Telling me my tickets are 23. Yeah, I know. It's pricey. They are bringing Twisters back to 40X, and I'm definitely going. I would see Twisters in 40X too. Do you think it's harder for men to be straight because men are hotter than ever? Yes, all men are gay. It's actually, there's actually no straight men. I am epileptic and I can do strobe lights, just built different. Yeah. I feel like even if you don't have epilepsy, strobe lights are a lot. Twisters is just a guy with a leaf blower. Was the 4D gimmicky? I mean, 4D is gimmicky, but I had fun. I will sometimes when you would get punched in the back, it was a little much. Mostly because I'm coming off streamer games and I am very sore. So getting punched in the back without warning was sometimes it wasn't a nice massage. I was like, if we're going to do the punch in the back, can we just do a nice consistent back massaging? My mom thought someone was kicking her seat. There were a couple moments too where it feels like someone's kicking your seat, But you know someone's not kicking your seat, but your brain is still telling you that someone's kicking your seat. Do I need to see all the Alien movies before watching Romulus? No. No, you do not. There's certain things that are big callbacks to previous Alien movies. I will say, I think you absolutely should watch at some point Alien and Aliens. But you don't have to see them to watch Romulus. I'm just saying for your personal, for your personal viewing experience, having seen Alien and Aliens is good for you. Is it a theatrical experience needed or drive-through works? No, you can do drive-through. Sounds fun. Plus, they are great. Yeah, very good films. Very, very good. When does the seat punch you? When the actors are fighting? So it just depends on what it is. Sometimes, like when a face hugger would be running, like doing crazy stuff, it would just be like mimicking the face hugger's movement. Sometimes, like if somebody got thrown, the seat would punch you because it's like to enhance your experience of what's happening on screen. So it doesn't happen every single moment, but it was a mixture of like your seat moving. Sometimes you'd raise up, sometimes you'd raise down. Sometimes it would be like this. Sometimes there'd be a burst of wind and water, and then the seat punching. So yeah, it's a total surprise. Yes. There was one point that Will was so shocked by the sudden water/wind that was spit out onto his face that he started laughing because he was so taken aback. He loved it. He really, really loved it. I watched Fury Road in Dolby where the seat has speakers. It felt like a massage chair the whole time. You're like, oh, whoa, whoa. The acid scenes are just 20-year-old Nickelodeon slime jars being dumped on you. Yeah. I did Fast and Furious once. It was fun because they would mimic the cars. Yeah. So again, 4D, not for everyone. I do think that if you're down, you should try it at least once. See if you like it. I do think it depends on. I think it depends on the film as well. Like for me, I legitimately felt as if there were moments where the 4D experience did help intensify the horror on screen. Like I have a very high tolerance for horror. So I don't get I don't really get scared or shocked that easily. And so having something suddenly hit your face helped me a lot. Et Swara, thank you for the 5 months. But I do also like a cozy movie experience. I like to recline my seat. I like to have my popcorn. Fun fact, the World of Coca-Cola in Atlanta has 4D-like seats in their mini movie theater. Oh, that is a fun fact. Hello, Queen. Baller ass it. Baller ass it. Is that slang? is that what's that what was that thing going around on Twitter with all the Zoomer slang. I think actually Cutie shared this. Let me see if I can find it. I took one look at that and went, no. Just put the fries in the bag, bro. JD Vance couch. Okay, do you know that one? Aura, Vro, big. I'll tell you the ones I do know. I know JD Vance couch. I mean, I think I know what aura is. Like, I know what the word aura is. Is there more Streamer Games recap today? Yes, I'm gonna go through more of the clips in the queue. Hawk 2, I know what that is. With the Sigma, no. That's that me espresso, no. Ray gun, I know ray gun. Yapping, yeah. Jelking, no. Brat Summer, I know what that is. Millennial pause. What is a millennial pause? The Rizzler, I know what that is. Gen Z boss in a mini, no. Skibbity, yes I do. It's funny seeing you interact with the face kids because it's obvious they don't know how to deal with a woman that's hurt at all. I feel so old next to the face kids. The pause in millennial videos. When they pause before speaking into the mic for a TikTok. So they'll be like, okay, TikTok. It's time to talk about people in traffic. Like that? Oh God, I feel like I do that. I don't make TikToks, but I like a dramatic pause. I definitely do that, don't I? You start a recording and make sure it's recording. Oh, I see. Looks maxing. Yes, I know what that is. Very demure, very mindful. Yes. Gritty. Is that like hit the gritty? Freaky. I think I know what that is. Exist in the context. I know that one. Chalant. Glazing. Mm-hmm. No Chick-fil-A sauce. I don't know what that is. Freak Bob. No. Level 5 Gyat. I mean, I think I know what that is. Pookie. No. Bearman, yes. Chat. It's Twitch. BBL Drizzy. BBL Drizzy. Turkish Olympic shooter. Yeah. Okay, so these are just like internet. These aren't necessarily sayings. These are just popular viral things on the internet. Memes. Clean girl coconut tree lives here. Yeah. Just Kai Cenat. It's just Kai Cenat's name.
Hey guys, I just shit my pants. Oh my God, guys, you're not gonna believe this.
Okay, so this is millennial pause.
I just shit my. Hey guys, I just shit my pants. Oh my God, guys, you're not gonna believe this. I just shit my pants. Hey guys, I just shit my pants again. Like seriously, like holy shit.
Okay, I understand it now. I see. You wait for the camera. You wait for the camera to be recording. Yeah, I definitely do that. All right, well, you know what? I think I know about half of those, so that means I'm pretty online. Turn down for what? Yeah, my editor made a short out of this, and I was showing it to Will, and it's funny because he didn't get it. He was like, I don't understand. Go to my settings.
You did a political assassination tier list?
And
I was telling Squeaks to do a slur tier list.
Oh, nice. Okay, wait.
But say them all.
Turn down for what? So I don't think Will understood it either. I just want to say.
Turn to it.
What does that mean? Turn down for what? Turn down for what? Sorry for the misunderstanding. I was saying you had a baller ass fit. Oh, got it. Thank you. Turn down for what? I don't know what that is. Cutie reacts to that. Oh, God. React gate. Oh, nice. Okay, wait.
Say them all.
Turn down for what?
Dude, how is she so old?
What does that mean? Turn down for what? I don't know what that is.
Sometimes you guys are like, cutie, can the yarn please play games together? No, I don't want to, dude. It's an hour of tech setup.
Okay, let's not act though. Let's not act like she's some tech connoisseur, okay? All right. She knows how she is too. Nico. Oh no.
Yeah, you should try.
I hate her.
Yeah. Did you try it?
I tried it. I was opening up my settings and there was no for what. You know what? I hate her too, okay? It goes both ways. Yeah, Cutie's saying this while she's actively sabotaging this chain together game. No, I will not stand for any of it.
With my education.
He's against the
Okay, so if you missed this, this was from yesterday where we were watching stuff from the DNC and Claire McCaskill popped up. And I was like, oh, Claire McCaskill, once upon a time, worked on her campaign. And then I remembered this ad that I did. I was like, yeah, guys, just so you know, they're always lies. These ads where they pretend to, talk to just normal, real people who have nothing to do with the campaign and just really support the candidate. Well, I did one of those ads because I worked for the campaign. Mike, you know what? This is just free content for Mike. It's just free content for him. Yeah. He doesn't even have to say
wants to get rid of
anything.
college loans. That's messed up.
Student loans are very important for me to continue with my education.
He's against the Pell Grants. He's against helping anybody.
Student loans like that matter. I went to school on student loans, and they have to be there for the next generation.
Students need to recognize that Todd Aiken's a bad vote for them.
Claire understands how important student loans are.
I heard she worked her way through college just like me.
I trust her to stick up for student loans.
Claire is the candidate I trust on student loans.
I'm Claire McCaskill, and I approve this message.
Are very important.
Also, I had a really big scholarship. I had a merit scholarship. That helped me go to college. Like that's how I afforded my college.
Loans are very.
Yeah, because I was a huge nerd. Yes. Okay. All right.
Very important for me to continue with my education.
He's against the
No, what was important for me continuing my education was having this scholarship. I was a nerd. No, I was very good at school, and now I don't think I could do school ever again. Yeah, so that was, those were my Claire McCaskill days. Claire McCaskill. What a bitch. Like, one of those people where Todd Aiken was so cartoonishly a villain that it made Claire McCaskill look good just from the fact that he was such a villain. I mean, this was the guy talking about legitimate rape. Did we ever add this? I don't know if we've added this. Yeah, this is This is you got to vote for this candidate. Even though everything in this ad is a lie. You weren't a nerd. Your hair was down. You didn't have glasses or books in your hands. True. But remember I said yesterday that I try very hard in things. I was good at school, but I also tried very hard at school. It was not one of those where I just kind of breezed by. Like, I had a friend who didn't try at all and was so good at school. She got like a 34 in her ACT on the first try and was like, yeah, it's good enough. Hadn't studied at all. Always got A's in our AP classes. And so I absolutely was a trier. How many takes did this ad take? Was it like a real production thing? Yes, it was a real production thing. So we did multiple takes. They had us go into this location here, and it was a full-on production, even though it looks like simpleton type of stuff here. I should add this to my acting reel. Yeah, you're right. I should add this to my acting reel. I know. I have my baby cheeks. My 20-year-old how old was I? 19, 20. 20-year-old baby cheeks. So innocent and naive. Oh, you know what though? I say it sometimes. I do wish sometimes I could lobotomize myself. I could go back. I could go back to this time where like I would cry over someone such as Claire McCaskill winning a campaign, winning her election. And at the election night party, crying. Like sometimes I do wish, could I just lobotomize myself and go back to this era where I would be crying at Barack Obama on stage. Did you guys see Austin's outfit? Why is Austin wearing a full-on suit at the DNC? Why does he look like he works for the DNC? He has a suit and he looks like he's applying for a loan. He looks like he's applying for a small business loan. Oh, did he really cry during Hill Dog's speech? I guarantee you he teared up. I'm sure. But yeah, Austin is giving Mr. DNC. Okay, should we start off and just do should we do more streamer games clips and then do some DNC recappage? I have about 2 hours. Surely there's no right-wing bias on Twitter. Oh, no, not at all. Not at all. Since a lot of people have asked, here goes a super unscientific poll. Who will you vote for? I always love these polls on Twitter like they mean anything. That like Twitter is representative of the entirety of the U.S. electorate. DNC first, fun stuff last. I think I might do opposite because it's one of those where like I want to finish the streamer games recap, and it's something where like the DNC is happening all week, so like whatever we don't get to rolls over into the next stream. Versus after I do an event, I usually like to the next day do my full recap. It's just that last night was cut short. Hi, probably your one viewer from India. What's up? I actually think I have a couple viewers from India. If I'm remembering my demographics that I recently pulled. I think we have at least one more. Also, I know Kartik hasn't been here. Kartik lives in India though, right? Yeah. He's Twitch banned. Okay. Can't even mention. Oops. Right-wingers are already going at Kamala's stepdaughter for being inappropriately dressed. I'm sorry, but this is so funny because she looks like she would be at the RNC. Like, they're mad that she looks like this. Do they not remember the RNC speakers? They had literally Hulk Hogan who ripped a shirt off. She's got a camo hat and tats, and they're out here like, oh, she looks like she's ready to assassinate a former president tonight. Why? Because she's slaying. It's really, you know what? This is just a continuation of how do we find things to try and make a mountain out of that is just not a mountain whatsoever. Yeah, they had Amber Rose on stage who has literal face tattoos. Literally face tattoos. Wait, this is a liberal stream? No, it is not. This is not a liberal stream. Okay, we'll get into looking at some clips and talking about streamer games. The trailer for Little Nightmares 3 has been released. Okay, let me save this. Actually, oh wait, I kind of want to watch it right now. I'm so excited. Wait, let's watch this. I'm pumped. Is it a two-player? Wait, I don't know. Is it a two-player? Yeah, it does kind of look like It Takes Two horror version. Same people announced another game, Reanimal 2. Oh, I'll play both. Okay, so this is coming out in 2025. So this I have a lot of love for Little Nightmares because it was one of the first games that I played on stream. I played Little Nightmares and Little Nightmares 2, and it's some of my favorite memories of streaming thus far. And it's very special to me. And so I have never been a person who's gotten excited about games because I just never really played games. And I legitimately have been thrilled and waiting impatiently for Little Nightmares 3. So then they have another game. From the creators of Little Nightmares and Little Nightmares 2. So this is Reanimal. Oh, I was like, where's the sound? Gaming is so back, you guys. According to the Steam page, Little Nightmares 3 can be played co-op or single player. Okay. With an AI. You know, it's interesting because this actually looks more like it would be the trailer for Little Nightmares 3. Seems more in line.
You were dead.
Oh, this looks so good. Does look creepier, yeah. Oh my god, when does this one come out? Does this come out before Little Nightmares 3 does? Coming soon to PlayStation. Little Nightmares 3 is a different studio. Okay. Wait, it's different than the studio that did 1 and 2? It has no release date yet. Just coming soon. Okay. This is gonna be super fun to play too. Little Nightmares 3 is from the Until Dawn and Dark Pictures dev. All right, we got some. Yeah, coming soon in 100 years. While the first 2 Little Nightmares games were handled by Tarsiero Studios, Little Nightmares 3 is being developed by Supermassive Games under Bandai Namco. This is primarily due to Tarsiero Studios having been bought by Embracer Group, with Bandai Namco having retained the IP rights to the Little Nightmares franchise. But it's still the same developers though, or is it a totally new team? Okay, it's a completely new team. That's why it looks different from the other 2. Okay, well, you know what? I'm still excited. I'm still going to play it. I'm going to play both games. And then the old team made the game you just watched. So that's why that one looks more in line with Little Nightmares 1 and 2. Okay, let's continue and do some streamer games recap. Last night when I was running to the movie theater because I was very late, I was sprinting and my legs were screaming in pain. Can I say that the event that fucked me up the most was Tug of War. I have bruises and what kind of look like popped blood vessels in my arm here. I have see my knee? Look at this big old scab. It's disgusting. It's so gross. Look at that. It's gonna be a score. I haven't had one of these in a long time. I used to get scabs like this all the time when I played sports. My knees were super scarred. I still have scars on my knees, but yeah, this is all from, I have disinfectant on it right now, but this is all from Tug of War. Now, granted, it was not as bad as what happened to Nicewig. Nicewig's foot was, I will say I'm a queasy person when it comes to blood, like real life blood, not movie blood, but it was still objectively an awful injury, whether or not you're a very queasy person. Did he post a pic? I don't know if he posted a pic. He's okay, but he was in an enormous amount of pain, and I just cannot believe that he stayed the rest of the day, because it happened at the first event. Ray has arm burns too. Yes, everybody was fucked up from Tug of War. Jester's hands were all torn up from the rope. I have a feeling that if they do streamer games next year, they'll not do Tug of War. I think it was tough having Tug of War be the first event. It is physically such a challenging event, and one where the risk of injury is much higher than it is for a lot of the other things we did. Or they'll allow gloves. Even with that, I mean, all the falling and having turf burns, and also tug of war is just very physically hard. It's a tough thing. Funniest part is they had knee guards the entire time, but they were in a box. I didn't know. I kept forgetting about the knee guards. Or the knee pads. If they did it last, no one would have the stamina. It'd be a quick game. True, but by doing it first, a lot of people were kind of down for the count for the rest of the day. I mean, people still had juice in them, but it was one of those, where people were hurting after. Here's the tug of war.
It is anchor v. anchor here. Caroline.
Still in the middle.
This is not budged yet. It's going to need a concerted pull.
Oh my God.
Not yet.
Oh my God. We got that close. No. Holy shit. I didn't realize how close we had gotten. Ted was a fucking beast, man. Ted was such a strong anchor. So what happened here, is that I started to slip.
Oh, no way!
I fell trying to get up. And then Austin fell. And then I kept trying to get up again.
Only can, but 2 podcast members are on the ground. Austin is using his back for frick.
And it was, I was screaming Austin. I was like, Austin, we have to get up. I fell and then scrambled to get back up. Austin fell, and then I was literally yelling at him that we had to get up, because I'm like, Austin is also, Austin being in the front, like, you especially have to get up. And he just did not try to get up at all. You hit the ground in a lot of events? Yeah, so I've realized that I fell in just about every event I was doing, whether it was on purpose or not. So yeah, my head was just in between Austin's legs. Poor Ted. Poor Ted. I cannot believe how close we got to tug of war. And my head is just in between his legs. It was so sweaty and hot. His fucking position. We could not get up.
Wow. What a comeback.
This is what tug of war is about.
Wow.
We had an intense struggle
Ray
with changes made on the spot.
They could not have been closer to death in that moment.
Yes.
Wow.
Yet Ray managed to stay on her feet. Nice wig, a solid anchor. And then, of course, Caroline, Austin fall. Ted can't do it by himself.
Absolutely.
They probably got that grass burn from being dragged across like that.
How are tug of war events still being ran? Pretty sure it's the most injury-prone activity ever. I have no idea. I really don't know. It is a crazy event to do. Was Will concerned? He was so concerned, and I was laughing. I couldn't stop laughing because I obviously didn't know how close we got to actually winning. I was just imagining what the last 10 seconds of the tug of war looked like when Austin and I had both fallen, and then I was just in between his legs and could not get off the ground.
They're leaving with a sunburn and a rug.
Oh my God. Well, damn. I didn't. Oh, I'm sorry, Ted. I'm sorry, Ted.
I like it.
We let Ted down. But then I did come back in the speedrunning event, okay? I feel like I redeemed myself. Because Austin was like, oh, yeah, I'm not going to. What did he say? He's like, oh, I just kind of figured we'd lose. So I was like, I'm not really going to try that hard. I'm like, Austin, we are still in it.
Just in case it's a secret challenge. Sorry. We're having fun.
That's good.
Can they hear that?
Oi, oi, oi. Oi, oi, oi.
Cutie lost it a little bit. For some reason, I thought there was a microphone there, and that's why they had the announcers up there. Like they could hear her boinging the button. Leave her alone. She's stimming. Yeah, Cutie was on one the entire second day. I think we were all fried by the sun, and it was causing us to do kooky things. She thought it was a secret points thing. Yeah, I totally forgot about the secret points. I didn't know it was.
Thank you so much for joining us.
I didn't know it was
And
gonna be a
Caroline is already drunk.
Wait, what is it?
Okay.
Oh, this is from Beyblade.
I said only one drink, Caroline.
Yeah, this is one drink.
One unfinished one.
You know what? It's 1,000 degrees in here. What do you want me to do?
It is really
What do you
hot.
want me to do?
It's cooling
That
down.
was my Sailor Mars outfit.
All right.
At least I'm not doing.
Yeah, there were a lot of events last week.
I'm excited.
By the way, he credit carded me and then goes, "You're so sweaty." Why didn't they? You're not messy. I said, "Why didn't?" When I was getting in.
All right.
Not the credit card. Yeah, credit card.
All right. Handshakes, ladies.
He did. I was trying to get into the ring. I was crawling into the ring, and he credit carded me and went, "Oh, you're so sweaty." It's like, yeah, it's really hot in here. All right, we already watched gymnastics.
I would die for this team. I really would. I would die for this team. Death, 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 death.
I asked Ludwig afterwards. I'm like, was that okay? I realized that this was a major sponsored event. So is it okay that we basically got the entire crowd to be chanting death? And he's like, "Oh yeah, it's fine."
Death, 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 death. Come on, death, 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 death.
Like, what happened? This is what I mean by, I just think that we were just doing whatever. Everybody was going nuts. We started a cult. We had the people, you know, we had the people on our side.
I am proud of what Team Podcast did out here today.
Let me just tell you, I could not breathe right here for probably 10 solid minutes after the gymnastics routine.
We can and will die for our teammates.
They say till death do us part, but death has brought us together. I don't know why I still have this microphone. Death, death, death.
I like that my teammates just kept ripping the microphone from Ludwig and going rogue.
Where's Ludwig?
And then they got the microphone because Ludwig was in the booth, or he was in the announcing area. Okay, we looked at this. Who is the better kisser? I missed this entire thing. I did not know about the kissing in the basketball because I was off with Farley.
$20. Cutie better kisser, Emily Allard.
They're asking who the better kisser is. Emily
Oh, I thought they were saying you better kiss her.
That's what I heard,
they're
too. That's
asking
fine.
who the better kisser is, Extra Emily or me, your boyfriend of many, many years who loves you dearly.
Extra Emily.
Yes, cutie. The sparks were flying.
Smile.
Sorry, Lud.
Yeah, you can.
Wait, okay, I need it. Here it is.
You can dunk. It'd be unfair if you use that as one of your letters.
What
the
You
have
fuck?
to kiss Ludwig's
What the
girlfriend.
hell?
Kiss cutie.
of bull where oh, these fucking content creators, man.
What does this mean if she makes it?
Oh, wait, where's Will's reaction? There just needs to be a compilation of Will Neff in the background reacting to two girls kissing.
You have to kiss Ludwig's girlfriend. Kiss cutie. Kiss cutie.
Whoa!
What?
What does this mean if she makes it? Oh no!
Bro, that would have been hilarious if Lachlan was like, well, guess I gotta do it. She's now trying to beat sexual assault allegations on her stream. Yeah, I mean, it's true. Cutie needs to answer. Okay, OT.
Be a great serve. One more hit. Goes over. That is refs. Refs. Are they gonna call it?
Here's me falling again.
Refs, are you gonna call it?
Is there any event that I didn't fall? Any event that I didn't hit the ground? See, and I'm always like, why does my body hurt so much? Why am I in so much pain? You gotta watch the extra red.
It's a tough opponent. What's the game plan?
Like, we'll take the butt of
My
it.
heart has shifted because I know what these people want now. They want death. Red Bull gives you death.
Okay.
I think I also said, I don't think it was on the mainstream. I think it was on Cuties where I was like, we're in theme, baby. If you drink too many Red Bulls, you'll die. Well, I think it's safe to say that some of us will never be getting a Red Bull sponsorship. Red Bull gives you death. I mean, scientifically sound. He came in quick to help the sponsors. Yeah, I think the thing is when you're doing a streaming event, sponsors should know by this point when you have a lot of streamers all together that it's not going to be clean. It's not going to be family friendly. Streamers, you don't know what's going to happen. And that's content. Red Bull gives you confidence to engage in death-defying activities. Exactly. If you drink enough Red Bull, you can do anything, even die. Ludwig swooped in to grab that mic so fast. You can just click the clips and click through the ones you're going to skip instead of scrolling if it's easy. Wait, click the clips. I am clicking them, right? Some of these are just from not streamer games, so that's why I was scrolling through. The most honest moment at the streamer games.
I don't care to be nice to women. There's no point
to
in
get
that.
rid of them. Oh.
Being respectful towards men is important.
Oh.
Don't touch me.
Sorry. Yeah. I don't know what I. Oh, I thought you were like.
Cam, break out.
Damn, SVN has lost
Chad,
so
do you say
much
a lot
weight.
of incel shit off stream? Because we do.
Benefer's over again. Benefer's been over. This has been like the longest rollout for a celebrity divorce. Oh, it's official. Okay, Jennifer Lopez has filed for divorce from Ben Affleck. Yeah, I mean, like I said, this has been quite the rollout on Benefer 2.0 breaking up. It's Jover, you guys. It's finally Jover. And what's so funny about this type of stuff is that, so initial reports will come out that, oh, marriage on the rocks, like they're breaking up, blah, blah. And then there'll be a counter to that. It was like, Ben Affleck spotted wearing his wedding ring. Sources say that all is right in paradise here. And then there will be more reports being like, Jennifer, friends of Jennifer reports that she's living her best single life, like blah, blah, blah. I mean, there has been so much back and forth on this. Jennifer Garner, Ben Affleck's ex-wife, seen comforting him and giving him advice. Who could have seen this? I know. Bennifer 2.0 breaking up, you know? Love his dad, you guys. Love his dad. When is the greatest divorce never told coming out? You know, here's the thing. There's a lot that goes on in any relationship that people on the outside have no idea of. But what we do know is that Bennifer 1.0 broke up because of the pressures of constantly having the spotlight on them. Ben Affleck in particular, not a huge media guy, doesn't like paparazzi stuff, doesn't like being photographed, doesn't like having his personal life turned into fodder for magazines. And so that led to Bennifer 1.0 breaking up. They go on their separate ways. Jennifer Lopez, marries Mark Anthony, has her string of romances. Ben Affleck marries Jennifer Garner, has kids. They break up. He dates what's her name during the pandemic, which was such a funny PR pandemic relationship. He had a couple other things. Ana de Armas, yes, Ana de Armas, and then, oh my God, what is this? Bennifer 2.0 is back, baby. It is Y2K era all over again. We got low-rise jeans, we've got whale tails, and we've got Bennifer back in love. And they actually got married this time, because the first time around they were only engaged and they broke up before the wedding. We were like, love does exist. Woohoo! And then comes the greatest love story never told, which was Jennifer Lopez self-funding. I was like, Jennifer Lopez. I'm so used to calling her J-Lo, which was J-Lo self-funding her vanity project, which, okay, queen, no one's going to do it. You do it. You got the money. And part of that was using these love letters that Ben had written her. And, his love letters were called The Greatest Love Story Never Told. So the irony in making a movie about the visual movie you made that's based on a documentary on the visual movie that's from the album that you just put out called The Greatest Love Story Never Told, which is where you reveal these love letters, for a relationship that ended the first time largely due to the pressures of the spotlight and the media, and one half of the relationship really wanting privacy and the other half relishing the paparazzi and the media. We saw the writing on the wall. I thought he cheated. I mean, like I said, there's probably a million other things that went along with 1.0 and 2.0 breaking up, but this was one of those, you see the writing on the wall of, oh no, this is not gonna work. This is not gonna work. And the fact that most of the time it's one of those, oh, you can't really, you can't know who people are just based on watching them in a documentary. But seeing Ben Affleck's response, like seeing the way that he was responding to her sharing those private love letters with a group of writers who she had helping her on her project. It's like, wait, so you're saying a guy who is known for despising a lack of privacy in the world of celebrity and fame, and what I always talk about is within the celebrity world, there are those who love the spotlight. They love being photographed. They love constantly being in the headlines. We're talking the Kardashians. We're talking influencer, like famous, Nepo baby influencers. We're talking Jennifer Lopez. We're talking certain celebrities that love that shit. And then there's ones who they obviously understand that there are certain things that come with the territory being famous, but they do not seek out extra attention, and they don't welcome an invasion of privacy. Yeah, there are ones who really relish in the fame and the attention that comes from that fame, and then there are ones who don't want that. This convo would be a great one to lead into talking about the new video from Chapel Roan. That's very true, and I also have this pulled up right here, and you're right, this is a good segue, so we can take a moment and segue into this.
I need you to answer questions. Just answer my questions for a second. If you saw a random woman on the street, would you yell at her from the car window? Would you harass her in public? Would you go up to a random lady and say, "Can I get a photo with you?" And she's like, "No, what the fuck?" And then you get mad at this random lady? Would you be offended if she says no to your time because she has her own time? Would you stalk her family? Would you follow her around? Would you try to dissect her life and bully her online? This is a lady you don't know. And she doesn't know you at all. Would you assume that she's a good person? Assume she's a bad person? Would you assume everything you read about her online is true? I'm a random bitch. You're a random bitch.
I'm a random bitch.
Just think about that for a second.
Yeah, I have multiple thoughts on this video, but let's get through it.
I need you to answer questions.
Here's the second part.
I don't care that abuse and harassment, stalking, whatever, is a normal thing to do to people who are famous or a little famous, whatever. I don't care that it's normal. I don't care that this crazy type of behavior comes along with the job, the career field I've chosen. That does not make it okay. That doesn't make it normal. It doesn't mean I want it. It doesn't mean that I like it. I don't want whatever the fuck you think you're supposed to be entitled to whenever you see a celebrity. I don't give a fuck if you think it's selfish of me to say no for a photo or for your time or for a hug. That's not normal. That's weird. It's weird how people think that you know a person just because you see them online or you listen to the art they make. That's fucking weird. I'm allowed to say no to creepy behavior. Okay? I don't care.
Okay, so I'm like, is she taking a page out of Doja Cat's book and going, "Stop being parasocial"? All right, so quick thoughts on this. She is right when talking about harassment and stalking and parasocialness and entitlement and all the crazy things that stans do and how normalized it has become, where it's like, yeah, no, there's every major celebrity has stand-ums, and we just all have to live in this world now where, oh yeah, no, if you dare to criticize a celebrity, then their stands will try to fucking kill you. If you are a celebrity, these stands will spend every waking moment dissecting your life and just being insane about you. I will say, no, I wasn't comparing her to Doja. That was a joke. That was a joke. It's just that Doja famously was, shitting on her fans, talking about stop being parasocial and all that. I think Chapel's taking a different tone here, but she's also talking about the parasocial nature of stand-ups. Now, I will say I don't think it's fair to conflate someone asking for a photo with the other things that she mentioned here. Someone who's asking for a photo is not point blank harassment, and it's not stalking, and it's not creepy parasocial behavior. Like it's, oh, I'm a fan of this artist, would love to get a picture with them. Now, if the artist says no, then you take no for an answer. You don't go fucking crazy. You just don't get your photo. So my question is obviously, like, does she put all these in the same bucket, or is she responding specifically to instances where people have asked her for photos and when she said no, or they ask her for hugs and when she said no, then they get really crazy? I don't know. I think with Chapel is in a very, very unique position that most people will never experience in their lives. And that is going from having worked for years and years in a career and, you know, having a little bit of success here and there to being an overnight sensation. And if you've followed the last year in her life, at all, do you like Jason and the Phase Boys? As as friends? I do feel very old next to the Phase Boys. I feel like not the auntie, I feel like the great aunt. I am the great aunt. And I am exhausted watching them do content. It literally exhausts me to watch them do content. Anyway, back to Chapel. So Chapel blew the fuck up overnight, okay? Even though she didn't come out of obscurity. She's been working in this career for 7+ years. But as far as, saying like she blew up overnight, she has had extraordinary success very suddenly. And I think she's incredibly overwhelmed. And I'm saying this because if you've watched her concerts in the past couple months in particular, she has had multiple moments where she kind of has a little bit of, is experiencing anxiety and panic on stage, and is transparent about how overwhelmed she is. And seeing, these massive crowds, having everybody know her name now, becoming a fucking superstar so fast, and she's not just a star, she's a superstar. And I think that understandably has taken a huge mental toll. It's a lot. Like, if you just imagine it, right? It's crazy. It's absolutely insane. Not sure if you know, but she has bipolar disorder. I didn't know she specifically had bipolar disorder. I do know she struggles with mental health because she's talked about it. Even Taylor had a more gradual build. Yes, even Taylor had a more gradual build. So Chapel is having to deal with all of this at once, and has come into her stardom at like peak internet height, where I think it's incredibly overwhelming for her. So I don't know if she really thinks somebody asking for a picture is the same as somebody just point blank harassing her until they get what they want, or somebody stalking, or somebody doing insane parasocial behavior. But I think what she's responding to is obviously something that's affecting her deeply. I am sure that people have been aggressive. I'm sure people have been crazy. There's no doubt about it that has been a part of her experience in the last 6 months. She's probably getting crowds of people asking for pictures, being pushy. Yeah, and maybe like people writing nasty things if she says no to hugging, if she says no to photos. And the thing is like, that's totally within her right to do that. If she doesn't want to give someone a hug, she doesn't need to hug people. She doesn't need to she doesn't have to do all these things just because she's a celebrity. But I'm just saying that I do think there is a distinction between somebody who's asking for a photo because they're a fan, they really love your music, they love who you are. That is normal, right? Like, that's not something that is specific to stan culture. That's I think most of us, if we see people that we're fans of, would love to get a photo with them. Maybe we don't ask for a picture because we're too scared, or we don't want to bother them. But I think it's something that is a normal aspect of being a fan of an artist. Is like, oh, I'd love to get a picture with that artist. But of course, there's a distinction between that and then feeling like you are owed something from that artist, feeling as if you are entitled to anything from that artist. That's where we run into problems. I was scared even asking you for a photo in Vegas. LOL, I could never ask Jeff. I always say, if you see me, please ask for a picture. Please say hi. Please ask me to FaceTime your mom, whatever it is. I've been clear, and let's keep in mind though, I don't get asked on a level that someone like Chapel Roan does. So I can imagine that this being a constant part of her life now is a lot. And I think with her too, there are some people who pursue the arts and they want to be successful in it, but they don't necessarily want the celebrity aspect of being being an artist who succeeds. So, if they're an actor or if they're a musician, I think that there's this assumption that every artist who reaches that celebrity status, who reaches that level of fame, wants to be in that world and wants that idolatry. And that is not everybody. And I think when we see somebody like Chapel Roan responding to that, where she's making it clear that she doesn't want to be that idol. Like, this is not the first time she's talked about stuff, but she doesn't want to be an idol in that it brings along these expectations and like what she then owes to fans of hers. Yeah, what if we want to FaceTime your mom? Hi, team! If they're not at a meet and greet event, just leave people alone. You want them to be the clock 24/7. You shouldn't expect to be. Yeah, I definitely think there's time and place. I mean, it's one of those where, like, if you see your favorite artist out and about, look, if they're with their family, maybe leave them alone. But yeah, it's like one of those, if you're polite, you go, hey, you can say no, but like, can I grab a picture? I think you shouldn't be, you are not a bad person for doing that, is what I'll say. Just be polite. Yes, being polite, being respectful, having an ability to read a room. So remember that instance of Jeremy Strong with his family, where that guy came up and was trying to get him to do an interview or whatnot, like a TikTok thing, and he said, oh, I'm actually with my family. He was very, very polite about it. I'm like, don't do that. Don't bother him. That's weird. And you're putting his kids on camera. Fuck you. She doesn't owe anyone anything. That's true. But if you're a public figure, you can't blame people to be excited to be right. No, I that's why I was saying, I think it's a normal part of fandom to be excited about the artist that you love and to want a photo with them. But because a lot of culture has been now dominated, a lot of especially music has been dominated by standums, where this this entitlement and expectation of your artist has now become this, you know, this dominating thing where like standum has replaced just normal fandom. And I think that that's what she's responding to here. And I think it's something where someone like Chapel Rowan, I keep saying Chapel Rowan, someone like Chapel Roan got into music for the love of music. And of course, when you are pursuing something like music, like acting, like art, you want to succeed in that. But success doesn't mean necessarily for everybody celebrity status. It doesn't necessarily mean stardom. And I know there's a lot of people who are like, oh, well, I would kill to be in that place. I would take all that bad. Well, you say that, but that's because you're not in that position. And I don't think it's Chapel saying that she hates that she's successful. I think she's talking honestly about the overwhelming nature of having success like this, having a celebrity status like this, and reminding people that they aren't entitled to her giving them a hug. They aren't entitled to her giving them whatever they want simply by nature of being fans of her music. And it's, you know, her talking about it affecting her family. Yeah, it's a lot. Yeah, plenty of working session musicians who love not being known but have played instruments on all of our favorite albums. Yeah. And it's why you see people like Josh Hartnett. Josh Hartnett's a great example. Josh Hartnett, who looks so good, by the way, at the premiere of the new film that he did with M. Night. Josh Hartnett was a huge star in the 90s. I mean, he's still a really big actor, but he got so overwhelmed by Hollywood. And when we talk about Hollywood in that way, we're not talking about the film industry. We're talking about the celebrity aspect of being a big actor in Hollywood. And he hated it so much, and he wanted as much normalcy and privacy as he could get. So he left Hollywood, and he left for a very long time, and basically would just act here and there, but didn't want any part of the insane Hollywood stardom machine. She also talked about her struggle with having bipolar disorder. She's just a person who can only take so much. Yeah, and I think that's a big thing to consider. I don't know. How are people responding to this? Chapel Roan talks about the mistreatment she's been receiving from fans. I'm a random bitch. You're a random bitch. Oh, she ate that. The comments prove how entitled some people are. If someone came up to you while you were out to dinner or grocery shopping asking for photos, you'd be weirded out too. It's quite mixed. I'm sure it is. I'm sure the responses, like with anything on the internet, is people on one side going, "Yeah, I understand. Here's a fair response. Here's a me attempting to have empathy and understand." And then people who be like, "No, fuck you." If people don't chill, I could see her going the Fiona Apple route. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens with Chapel's career if she only continues on this path of being a huge superstar. Yeah, but I think people aren't used to celebrities saying stuff like this. Being like, "Hey, just so you guys know, I'm not cool with this stuff. Please don't do this. Please respect how I feel. I'm here to perform. I'm here to be an artist, but I don't want I don't want to feel as if I have to sacrifice my mental well-being because this is just the way that it goes." A lot of people get defensive and offended when anyone states their clear boundaries. Yeah, it's well, you don't get a choice. This is what you signed up for. No, signed up for what? What contract did I sign? The pop star who got it right, Nelly Furtado, has a few bobs, vanishes like a cicada, reemerges, drops some pops, collects her money and tips. All right. Let's do a couple more streamer games. Clips.
When I brought
Farley, don't do a trick. He'll think you're homeless.
Hello, Farley. I am Squeaks.
Yeah, I do. I say, "Hi, Farley. I'm Squeaks. Will you be my friend?"
Squeaks is so funny. He was so sweet with Farley. He literally did that. "Hi, Farley. I am Squeaks." And then at one point, Will had given Squeaks the leash. And so I came over to see, I was going to say to Squeaks, "So I can take the leash from you." And he was standing there, and Farley had wrapped himself around a couch because he was trying to get to Will. And Squeaks is like, I don't think he wants to be with me.
Farley ran away. But now...
Yeah, now we're cool.
I was like, just give him a little bit of time.
Yeah, it takes a while. I'm the same way. I'm not going to talk to the FaZe guys until way later.
Oh, I know. But later by the day, you guys will be best friends.
Oh, for sure. I think we're going to get along. Farley, don't cry. Oh, Farley. Farley doesn't fuck with you. Ah!
Look, he doesn't even know who scratched him.
Okay, yeah, well.
Double scratch.
Hey, what's up, Stan?
You know who I am going to make a superstar? Farley. Farley is going to be
People got disqualified.
This is the slow-mo. Farley's going to be Chapo Rowan.
OTK
Oh
got disqualified,
my God!
And FaZe got disqualified.
Okay, this I'm telling you guys.
Like I said,
I really did mean to do this on purpose.
You have to be able to launch off.
I meant to do this
to really get off that line, man.
Wow,
for some reason, in my mind, I thought that if I rolled, I would be faster. I don't know why.
FaZe got disqualified. Them false starts, man.
Like I said, a lot of it comes from that
I didn't
power
want to
in the
fully
base.
dive. I didn't want to dive because I thought I would get hurt doing that. So instead, I was like, "Oh, I'll do a roll, and surely that will be to my advantage." It was not. I have realized that the roll was not something that gave me a speed advantage in the streamer games 1 meter event. I remember you talking about it beforehand. Yeah, it was a plan. It was just a bad plan, but it looked cool. Right? It looked cool. Okay, let's see what else we have. Got the gymnastics.
Oh, Caroline rated you.
Aww. Oh, we should
notice
have
how she only rated you after you popped off?
Yikes.
I noticed that about her.
Fake, you know what I mean? Isn't she also really smelly, too?
Oh, no, that's not her. That's Sandwich.
Oh, when Sam farted at one time.
Cutie won't be able to keep the lies straight. She's going to need a map. She's going to need a map of who in the yarn is what.
But Caroline, speaking of, she told me once that she jerked off to a picture of
What did she say? jerked off to a picture of what? Hillary Clinton pulling hot sauce out of her bag. Okay, please watch the Fear and clip.
Creative with it lately, and a lot of my target has been your girlfriend.
What?
I've just been starting rumors about her for fun. So if you hear any, just know they're true.
Wait, like what?
She's not happy about it. Like there's one I was talking about how she's like, this is true. This is not a lie. She's super self-conscious about her nipples because they're just
said that to me.
Yeah. Because they're like on the side of her boob and she just doesn't really know. She's like really self-conscious about it. So I've been really sensitive about it, made sure she's not wearing deep cut shirts or anything.
This is hilarious because people won't get that she just said, I like to lie. Like she's basically saying she's doing a bit in that I like to lie, but then going into a lie, making it sound like it's not a lie, even though she had just stated, oh yeah, I love to lie.
Anything in case anything leaks. She talked about one time I
can't tell if this is a lie or if she's like,
I don't know
what's happening.
One time she jerked off herself to a picture of George Washington. Caroline, I know.
Is that true?
Yes.
I believe that actually.
Yeah.
Caroline, I could see that. I feel like you jerk off to like political candidates. Am I wrong?
No.
Is that like
No, I keep business and pleasure separate.
So those are my
I don't
things.
know why. I feel like somebody who's like deep in politics, like that's like your world.
No.
Am I wrong? Is that
Why?
crazy?
There's like way sexier.
Why? I don't.
You know what it is? It's the specifics. It's being incredibly specific. And so if you're incredibly specific about something, people will be like, wait, is that true? You could be saying the craziest shit and you could do what Katie does where she's like, I love to lie. And then tell a lie that's so specific. But it's because she's so fucking good at telling very detailed, specific lies that people are like, wait a second. Okay, surely then this must be true. They then suggested that she's lying for attention because Ludwig is beating her. My God. Okay, you know, she actually talked to me because she was like, some people are getting mad because they're saying that they're taking it seriously. I was like, okay, well, if they don't understand, as you're explicitly stating, I am lying, and then proceed to tell a lie. I'm like, it's fine. It's whatever. I go, I have to come up with stuff that can match what she is saying. I have to meet her at her level. Your old tier list of hottest Congress people comes to mind here. Oh my God. Let's never think about that. I know. She's just so good at it. I hate admitting how good she is at it, but I will admit it. So you need to start writing comebacks in your notes app. I know. I have to start writing down very specific, detailed lies that I'm going to spread about her. Senna tried the entire night. They went to Disney. She couldn't do it. It's hard. It's hard to top Cutie. You're just always going to be a bottom when it comes to her. The jerk store called. They're running out of you. And the thing is, if you do not a good enough job, she'll eviscerate you. If you get her good, she'll admit you got her good. But if you don't, then she will use that as an opportunity to further destroy you. Always got to be on your toes. But yeah, this is just for the record. For the record, my nipples are like this. No, for the record, I'm good. If anyone, I feel like it comes from a good place, but it's also sometimes people being a little parasocial about stuff or thinking that there's not an agree, like that I don't know what's going on, that it's just my friend who's being mean, and that, you know, that my feelings are being hurt. I know that there are some people who won't understand, and so just for the record, it's all good. Okay, we are friends. We do these bits together. But I don't want to shit on people too hard, because I know it comes from a good place. It's just I don't want people wasting their time trying to fight those battles, because like it's totally fine. Please don't. Please do not. Is you being bad at computers and gaming a bit? No, unfortunately, that's not a bit. We don't know your personal relationships. If y'all truly had issues, we wouldn't be getting collaboration streams. Yeah, and it's one of those where, like, if I have an issue about something, behind the scenes, I handle that stuff, right? I'm at a point in my life where if I have a problem with something, if I have a problem with someone, I'm handling that. You know, I'm talking to them about it, as, you know, I would have them talk to me about it. Wait, Caroline, you have a podcast? You have a podcast? Wait a second.
Pass this phone to somebody with a really shitty podcast.
Also, just so you know, anybody who's watched Cutie enough, the more comfortable she is with someone, this is going to sound funny. The more comfortable she is with someone, the meaner she will be, if that makes any sense. Like that's Cutie. The closer she is to a person, the more comfortable that she is with them, you know, as a friend, she does the cutie bits. The more nefarious she acts. Exactly. And I don't know. I mean, I think I think it's something that it's not just a cutie specific thing, you know, when you're really comfortable with people, like you rib your friends all the time. I think that is a fun part of friendships, is making fun of each other, and obviously like it being a thing where no one crosses a line, and otherwise like it's all good. It's fun, it's funny, and you throw it back to each other. Yeah.
I give it to Will. I think it's fine.
Well, I just realized I don't want to do this.
Shitty podcast. Nobody shits on Fear Ann more than the Fear Ann hosts. The closer I am with my friends, the more I bully them. Yeah.
I just don't want to do this.
So you're gonna describe who you're.
I'm gonna give this to someone who has a shitty podcast. Oh, this was my favorite moment of the games. There he goes. The boy! He was so happy. Did you just grab? Look at you running back and forth. Do you remember when you were running back and forth? You see? You remember that? You remember that? You guys, he's such an outdoor dog. He really is. I think Farley is Farley's dream life is just being outside, getting to run around. He never gets tired. It's never too much. He just loves to be outside, loves to be getting exercise. He would love being a farm dog. Yes. I could see you and Will and Farley being farm people. Me? Have you met me? I mean, no, but like, have you been introduced to me? I am not a farm person. Will and Farley would be happy on a farm. But not I. Unless I'm doing bad trad stuff. Has Farley emotionally recovered from being taken away from Michigan? No, I think he's still depressed. He knows that's where he's meant to be. Okay. Is there anything else good that we missed? We kind of got it all. Some of these are just a repeat of everything. Very sad for 100 Thieves to have dominated the entire weekend and then not get a medal because Nicewig was literally on crutches. The only way that 100 Thieves could lose after a weekend of just godlike performance was for one of their members to be so injured he was on crutches. Yeah, I honestly, I felt like 100 Thieves should have gotten something because it's so clear that they were the winners of the weekend. Hi, I just want to thank you for standing with the right side in history. I can't carry it, but I can carry you, Mr. Frodo. Now, look, this is an event that it is for fun, of course. It's not a serious thing, but it's 2 days. People committing 2 days. People trying hard. People competing. I'm a competitive person, so I like to win. And 100 Thieves so dominated the entire weekend. Like, it wasn't close. It was not a competition. There were really good players on other teams, but 100 Thieves was just, I mean, they were that bitch. They were that bitch. And so they ended up in fourth because at the end when we did the pentathlon, when we did the pentathlon, they Nicewig wanted to be in the final round and he was on crutches, and so it ended up being like a literal handicap for them. And it was sad. It was sad to realize that we got third place because 100 Thieves had a team member on crutches. I was like, oh, great. So the only way we win bronze is Nicewig being on crutches. So this is me giving my props to 100 Thieves. 100 Thieves was clearly the winners of the weekend. It was, it was a great event. There's like it's not a hard feelings type of thing. I don't think anyone is sitting here, writing a twit longer of how they're going to go postal on Ludwig Streamer Games event. But this is me just wanting to give props to 100 Thieves and say what talent they were the entire weekend. Your time would have been faster if you knew what the order was. True, but I think to be fair, because we were in fourth, so it's one of those where it's like, okay, you get to the final round. Oh, it's anybody's game, but there's got to be something that works in the favor of the teams that have more points. And so what we did was Team Podcast had to go first because we were the team that was in fourth place. So by going first, it was a disadvantage. We didn't know what the fuck was going on. We didn't know where the wheelbarrow line was. We lost valuable time simply because we were kerfuzzled. We were not understanding. All, boom, 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 boom. You got to be here. You got to be here. You got to be here. And that's how it goes, I cannot believe that Nut sunk that first cornhole. That was so huge. That was one of the biggest moments of the streamer games. Sinking the cornhole on one. NMP pointed out that Miz has the worst win-loss record for OTK and game day events. Let's just keep it going. Paying attention when the rules were explained would have helped. Here's the thing. I was paying attention, but my brain was not. That makes sense. Like, I was paying attention, but I couldn't understand. I was fried. Frosty Cage, thank you for the dono. I just want to thank you for reposting my story like 2 days ago. The streamer games closest I'll ever get to fame. Well, I always say thank you to the fans who show up and support us, and I always hope that y'all have a good time. I always hope it's worth it, and I hope that you guys get your picks and your signatures and your hellos, because streaming is definitely something where we don't have anything without our fans and our community members powering us and showing up to events and watching the streams. So that's why I always say, please, if you see me, ask for a pic, ask for me to FaceTime your mom, whatever it is. And if I can't, like if I'm busy, then I'll go, oh, I'm so sorry, I got to get to this thing. I'll always try my best. So at TwitchCon and stuff like that, especially when it's at conventions, especially when it's at streamer events, the fan that joined your team did so good. Shout out to Powell. We picked him from the crowd. He was wearing a track and field sectionals 2021 shirt. So, that was kind of an easy pick, but he got a trophy. He did. He got a jersey as well. So we got to take home that jersey, and he got the glory of third place. Ted had no idea that we had picked someone from the crowd. He thought it was just a random guy who took a photo with us. I was like, oh no, Ted, Theodore, that's Powell. Powell stepped up and joined the team and delivered. Powell was ready to die. He was ready to die, and then he was ready to live. Hogan, thank you for the gifted. But yes, it was rigged. Let's just keep that in mind. Red Bull won, rigged event, boo Ludwig. Never beating the rigged allegations because never not rigging. I keep hearing a door close and thinking that it's in my apartment, but it's not in my apartment. How was Simon Says? Impossibly hard. I couldn't understand anything. I couldn't hear shit. I was leaning forward and still struggling to understand what the hell he was saying. What were the final times? I think first should have gotten a time reduction like 10 seconds or something, but they still finished fourth. The final times for the pentathlon, I don't remember. I know that we were like 1 minute and 20 seconds or something like that. One 121. Yeah. Let me tell you guys too, I felt the tungsten cube. It is so heavy. And it made me have even more respect for people who threw that thing, because it is like, you think 42 pounds, you go, oh no, that's really heavy. But it's also just the shape of it. It's insanely heavy. Yeah, it's 40 some pounds. And in the shape of a cube, and they had to throw that thing. All right. let's finish the stream with some news recappage. Since we got through streamer game stuff, I hope I recapped enough between yesterday and today. It really was a blast to participate in, and I hope they do it again next year. Super fun. I love that stuff. I love getting to be a part of any athletic events. Sorry, you guys could have been first if you didn't go first. Yeah, because we didn't know where to line up the wheelbarrow. To put in perspective, the Olympic shot put weighs 16 pounds. Yeah. You know what I think would have been fun if we had some Olympic events that they actually do in the Olympics as a normal people try doing Olympic events. So for instance, long jump, high jump, throw the javelin, stuff like that. Because I always think you understand better how like godlike Olympians are when real normies try and do the same events. Now, obviously, there are some that are just too dangerous for normies to try. But I think I think there's some in there that we could do. I think we saw that with Ray Gun. I mean, she's a totally separate case of somebody who absolutely should not have been at the Olympics. That is not a normie representation. Woohoo! And she was no S fan. No. Anyway, okay. I wanted to get to watching AOC's speech. Yeah, we've got AOC's speech. I want to watch some stuff on the protesters. And then I probably gotta go. So we'll start.
Thank you,
Kamala. With AOC. I'm gonna grab some quick water. Versus slow water. So here's what I will say. I've watched her speech. This is a political star. This speech was AOC establishing herself as a political star of the Democratic Party. And that's not me giving my opinion on anything. That's just like objectively analyzing this from a from a like AOC's positioning now with the Democratic Party, where Bernie Sanders didn't do this. Oh, the music's still out. I'll turn it down. I'm just going to pause it because we're going to play AOC's speech.
Harris and Tim Walz for your vision.
I mean, the fact that they are chanting her name at the Democratic National Convention. Keep in mind, 6 years ago, when AOC started, when AOC was pursuing politics, she was an outsider. I mean, this was a party that completely rejected the politics of someone like Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, and it's been a battle over the years, and I know that there's very valid criticism of AOC. I totally understand that, and I have criticism for her as well. But what this represents is, I'm not going to call this like, oh, this is a huge shift within the Democratic Party, because AOC is one person, and AOC is not a revolutionary. AOC has never been a revolutionary. Much like Bernie Sanders, AOC is a person who has worked to popularize democratic socialism. And Bernie, like, for Bernie's faults, and there's absolutely valid criticism of Bernie as well, Bernie helped get socialism into democratic politics, helping, which, you know, and Bernie also being one person, but the movement behind Bernie Sanders. That's what this is all about, right? This isn't about one person, whether that be Bernie or whether that be AOC. It's about a larger movement. And the idea is that one day AOC will be like what is the centrism of the party of the left. Like the left in America, AOC's politics should be what is the baseline, if that makes sense. And so I understand the frustration of AOC, you know, working hand in hand with Joe Biden and not being effective and critical enough on Biden's handling of Gaza and of the ceasefire. And I should just play this speech so that I can show it to you guys. But I do think it's important to keep in mind that, like, the political power of the left is still the Democratic Party. And so, yeah, AOC is working within that system. And also, AOC is not going to be the revolution, you know, as one individual who's never been a revolutionary, because unfortunately, how politics works is individual politicians who are who are socialists, who are democratic socialists, who are to the left of the main Democratic Party, do not have the political power that we need in order to have a real a real shift towards socialist policies that individual politicians believe in. So it's something where changes do not happen overnight. And if you look at the influence that people like Bernie and AOC have had on the larger movement of leftist politics, then you certainly see the good that they have done, the benefits to having people like Bernie and AOC in political power. But it is certainly not one of those things where you can or should rely on individual politicians who are still working within a party that has the majority of the power to be the revolution. Gabriella, thank you for the prime.
Thank you, Chicago, for your energy. Thank you, Kamala Harris and Tim Walz, for your vision. And thank you, Joe Biden, for your leadership. You know, 6 years ago, I was taking omelet orders as a waitress in New York City. I didn't have health insurance. My family was fighting off foreclosure. And we were struggling with bills after my dad passed away unexpectedly from cancer. Like millions of Americans.
I also think it's important to keep in mind that AOC, yes, she's still young. She's still relatively new in her political career, but she does not take corporate money. You know, she is not owned by corporate interests. She has not used her position to enrichen her her personal finances. These are the type of people who are better to have working in Congress than the vast majority of Democrats. And it's again, I can't stress this enough, that we want a future where AOC is the baseline. Right now, AOC represents the left within the Democratic Party. But the hope is that with organizing and with mass movements, that we keep going towards the left, the radical left, so that AOC is not somebody who has to be working with the Democratic Party in order to stay in power.
We were just looking for an honest shake. And we were tired of a cynical politics that seemed blind to the realities of working people. It was then, only through the miracles of democracy and community, that the good people of the Bronx and Queens chose someone like me to elect them in Congress. And America, in my heart, I know from that same cloth of hope and aspiration, we will also elect Kamala Harris and Tim Walz as President and Vice President of the United States of America.
Is this an echo chamber, or can people actually express their opinions? It's a free country, blood. Express away.
I am here tonight because America has before us a rare and precious opportunity. In Kamala Harris, we have a chance to elect a president who is for the middle class because she is from the middle class. She understands the urgency of rent checks and groceries and prescriptions. She is as committed to our reproductive and civil rights as she is to taking on corporate greed. And she is working tirelessly to secure a ceasefire in Gaza. And
yeah, so this is the part where, like, this is just a straight up lie, right? I get AOC is securing her political power by first backing Biden and now thoroughly backing Kamala and being a representative of the left in the coalition building to get Kamala elected. This is a fucking lie. So this is what I mean, where it's okay and it's good to have smoke for politicians like AOC, while also recognizing, like, yes, it is better having, you know, the few that we have, like AOC, Bernie, etc. And remembering that this has never been about individual politicians. This has never been about like one electoral campaign. This is about building a movement that will outlive and, you know, and is much greater than any single electoral campaign. But what I wish she had done here was not say that, and instead say, we need a ceasefire. We need, we need to do everything that's possible, that's in our power to get that ceasefire. She didn't have to repeat this line of Kamala and Joe working around the clock, because we know that they're not. Like, we know that they're not working around the clock because there's no clock that needs to work around when you're the United States of America. Like, there's just simply, you're not working around the clock when you continuously state that you are not that you are not going to place an arms embargo on Israel, that you're not going to utilize your power as the supplier of, of the arms that are being used on Palestinians at this moment. There's no working round the clock when you are the fucking clock, man. So I'm getting a call from Sandwich. Hello. What am I wearing? I currently have a blazer on, but my chat said I cannot wear that to Olivia.
No, it's gonna be like it's like a 90 degrees outside.
Yeah, I know. And also they said it's not Gen Z. I'm on stream. I'm finishing up stream in like the next 10 minutes.
Chat, what should I wear?
Chat, what should she
I
wear?
hate all of my clothes.
Do you want me to bring you something? I have some like cute EDC stuff.
Yeah, maybe, because I think if it's just something different from what I own, I might like it. Like right now I have a t-shirt on and that has a butterfly because my chat told me that she does butterflies. And then I have a black skirt, and then I have, the boots I wore to Streamer Awards?
Mm-hmm.
I have those.
I think that's cute.
It is cute, but it's just like, it's old news, It's like, I've worn it, so now I'm just like,
Okay, I can bring you an option.
Will you just bring me, like, do you have any, like, shirts that are cute?
I might have a shirt.
I don't know what
that
I
is
want,
cute.
though. I can't, like, maybe I'm PMSing, so my boobs look okay. So maybe
that's good.
Maybe we can like wrangle that.
Okay.
But just bring me options. So just bring me
Okay.
options.
I will bring something.
Okay, perfect. All right, fantastic.
Okay. I will see you soon.
Okay, bye.
Okay, goodbye. I love how now me and then Sam, and I'm sure when we get to Cutie, she'll be like, I don't know what to wear. That all three of us are like, we have to look cool and like we're 20 years old. Okay, so keep in mind, must bring her something. Must bring her something to wear. Anyway.
Bringing hostages home.
Yeah, this is just the oft repeated Democratic line now. We're going to get a ceasefire deal. We're going to bring the hostages home. They're working around the clock. It's it's part of the playbook, and it's bullshit. Like, this is just a straight up lie. And it is still one of the biggest problems that Kamala and her campaign are facing in this election. I want to read this thread quickly by Alec Karik-Atsanis. He does a lot of he talks a lot about like the prison industrial complex and prison abolition. I think some of you who are either online or pay attention to these issues probably know who he is. He's really great. Thread: the Democratic Party platform presents such a profound crisis if we have any hope of avoiding fascism. Kamala Harris and other Democrats would essentially only need to say that they will condition aid to Israel in compliance with international law. Yes, here's the thing. The U.S. is violating international law as well as United States law by not conditioning aid. So, for instance, the Leahy Act prohibits the U.S. Department of State and Department of Defense from providing military assistance to foreign security force units that violate human rights with impunity. Israel has been found to have violated human rights repeatedly. So, by continuing to send weapons and other aid to Israel, the U.S. is violating not just international law, but also U.S. law. And so this is something where it's like, yeah, you just say we are complying with our own laws and with international law. So we are conditioning aid to Israel so far as they too comply with these laws. Simple, easy. The refusal to say something so simple presents a point of no return for a few reasons. Here's an image of everywhere bombed in Gaza, mostly with U.S. bombs. Hundreds of thousands have been killed by conservative estimates in medical journals. The entire infrastructure, schools, hospitals, water, history, etc., destroyed, and many thousands kidnapped, raped, tortured, and maimed. People can see the images for themselves, and they can listen to what Israeli settlers, soldiers, and far-right government are saying. And yet leading U.S. politicians deny it, change the subject, ignore it, and even justify it with grotesque lies. Also, reminder that a ceasefire with conditioning aid to Israel is a popular policy with Democratic voters. If Democrats like Kamala Harris lean into actively making decisions that will lead to a ceasefire, namely conditioning aid, that is something that is not only popular with voters, but more voters on the left are inclined to vote for her if she so does that. Versus if she decides to not do that, that doesn't have then, oh, there's a bunch of voters in the Democratic Party or on the left who will vote for her because she is not going to do an arms embargo. Like, it is politically very smart for Kamala to actually work towards getting a ceasefire by conditioning aid. Instead, every day there are pundits on Israeli TV calling for genocide that spares no one. Settlers and soldiers smiling and dancing while poisoning wells, lynching, raping prisoners on video, blocking aid trucks, arresting people for social media posts, sniping children in the head, etc. Instead of stopping this by simply trying to fund and arm it, the U.S. has done a series of depraved public relations stunts to redefine the term ceasefire and shift the goalposts, all in a cynical ploy to keep the killing going but to deceive liberals. Right. So right now, the line of Kamala and Joe are working around the clock to get a ceasefire. We need to get a ceasefire done. Bring the hostages home. This is to appease liberal voters who want those things. But voters who are not liberal voters, so, you know, like progressive and leftist voters, it's not good enough for them to have that line of, yes, we are doing what needs to be done to get this ceasefire, because they recognize that that is all just rhetoric. It's not action, it's rhetoric. And it's why Kamala is facing protest by uncommitted voters. Uncommitted voters had a panel at the DNC. They are, they're everywhere. They're going to the stump speeches. They're going to the convention. They will be doing so leading up to the election, so far as Kamala does not put forward concrete policy on how they are going to get that ceasefire done. Upholding the law. Yeah, only in America. Only in America do you have a giant screen that says upholding the law for the party that calls themselves the good guys, while you are not upholding the law. When it comes to foreign policy, you say, I am the law. There's no upholding of the law because I am the law.
In Kamala Harris, I see a leader who understands. I see a leader with a real commitment to a better future for working families. And Chicago, we have to help her win. Because we know that Donald Trump would sell this country for $1 if it meant lining his own pockets and greasing the palms of his Wall Street friends. And I, for one, am I'm tired of hearing about how a two-bit union buster thinks of himself as more of a patriot than the woman who fights every single day to lift working people out from under the boots of greed, trampling on a...
This is her Obama 2004 DNC moment. I might argue that she's even more charismatic and fired up and showcasing her stardom.
Our way of life.
But yes, I've seen that comparison be made often, where this is her Obama moment.
The truth is, Don, you cannot love this country if you only fight for the wealthy and big business. To love this country is to fight for its people, all people, working people, everyday Americans like bartenders and factory workers and fast food cashiers who punch a clock and are on their feet all day in some of the toughest jobs out there.
And also, just from a political strategist POV, this is very effective. You've got Tim Walz, blue collar Tim Walz, football coach Tim Walz, like countering Kamala's prosecutor background. Okay, her ties to establishment politics, even though Kamala is not like Joe Biden, where she is significantly younger and so hasn't been in DC for as many decades, but like she still has the optics problem of being part of the establishment, and so having Tim Walz helps to counter that. And having AOC, who, even if you don't know anything about AOC, you probably know the fact that she's a bartender, or she was a bartender, because it's a line of attack that Republicans have used so many times. So having her, who, she was the person who unseated the establishment incumbent. She has working class roots. She was a literal bartender when she was elected to office. So the Democratic Party, in their shift to really establish that they are the working class party, is smart in putting someone like AOC up there and having her tell her story.
Ever since I got elected, Republicans have attacked me
thank you for the
by
prime.
saying that I should go back to bartending. But let me tell you, I'm happy to any day of the week, because there is nothing wrong with working for a living. Imagine having leaders in the White House who understand that. Leaders like Kamala and Tim. But Chicago, just because the choice is clear to us does not mean that the path will be easy. Over the next 78 days, we will have to pour every ounce, every minute, every moment into making history on November 5th. But we cannot send Kamala and Tim to the White House alone. Together, we...
Lil Jon is performing right now. Hold on.
Something to say. I'm Congresswoman Nikema Williams, chairwoman of the Democratic Party of Georgia. Georgia, the home of President Jimmy Carter, the cradle of the civil rights movement.
Turn down for what?
Extremists in Georgia are trying to silence our voices by kicking Georgians off of the rolls and making it harder to vote. But y'all, when we send Kamala Harris to the White House, she'll fight fight for our freedom to vote, our reproductive freedoms, and our freedom to thrive.
Okay,
In the
now
spirit
I'm
of good
voting for
trouble,
Kamala.
Georgia cast 123 votes for the next president of the United States.
Yeah.
Harris.
What is this? No, this could not be a whiter guy. It could literally not be a whiter guy after that.
Cast your vote.
Half a day, todo santo. I am Governor Noom Young Guerrero, the first female governor of our beautiful island of Guam.
Man, the mixing of celebrities with politics, it just keeps going. James Taylor performed yesterday.
And we proudly cast our 12 votes to the next first female president of the United States of America. Viva Kamala! Viva Kamala!
You know what Kamala should do? Give Puerto Rico statehood. How about that? All right, let's finish out AOC's speech.
Must also elect strong Democratic majorities in the House and in the Senate so that we can deliver on an ambitious agenda for the people. Because if you are a working parent trying to afford rent and childcare, Kamala is for you. If you are a senior who had to go back to work because your retirement didn't stretch far enough, Kamala is for you. If you're an immigrant family just starting your American story, Kamala is for you. America, when we knock on our neighbor's door, organize our communities, and elect Kamala Harris to the presidency on November 5th, we will send a loud message that the people of this nation will not go back. We choose a new path and open the door to a new day.
No
one
go
that
back.
is for the people and by the people. Thank you. Thank you very much. God bless. God bless.
I mean, that's a tight under 7-minute speech. Very energized. Wild to see the transformation over the years, over the 6 years that AOC took office. To, once upon a time, she did a climate sit-in in Nancy Pelosi's office. To now she is speaking at the DNC, and they are chanting her name. Like, these are libs. These are normie libs at the DNC. Care Aris, thank you for the 3 months. But it is something that is rightfully frustrating and just a blatant lie to be continuing with this line of Kamala and Joe working to get a ceasefire done. And so, like I said, I understand what AOC is doing. I understand that she's working within the party. And her political future and any hope that she would have for continuing to streamline socialist ideas in this country and be a part of building a movement, like, requires working within the party that is in power. But at the same time, I would prefer that she doesn't get up on stage and just blatantly lie in the way that every other Democrat is. If it's good to talk about a ceasefire, but don't say what everyone else is saying when we all know that is not true. Like, we know that is a lie. So get up there and say that we need to get a ceasefire. We need to, we need to get this done now, and we need to we need to do what needs to be done. Like, even if she keeps it vague, even if she's not like, yeah, we got to condition air, we got to get an arms embargo. Even if she keeps it vague, don't be like, Kamala and Joe are working around the clock for a ceasefire. No, don't do it, because they're not.
As we've been reporting, thousands of demonstrators are in the streets here protesting a number of issues. And while law enforcement say they're committed to keeping the peace, history reminds us political conventions in this city can be a recipe for chaos. In tonight's Eye on America, CBS's Mark Strassman speaks with some veterans of the 1968 protests about what they hope to see this convention week.
Mayhem on Michigan Avenue. Outside the 1968 Democratic National Convention, Mayor Richard Daley's police thumped protesters in downtown Chicago.
They jabbed nightsticks into stomachs and skulls.
We were demonstrating, and it was basically an attack.
You can see Michael James, now 82, in this famous photograph. Protesters surrounding a police van.
The myth has persisted over the years that we...
Man, it's so wild to look back on 1968 protests and see how relatively tame protests are today, and yet they are so, even more demonized than protests were back then. They're, called violent. They're called terrorists. They are. It's just, you compare what protesters were doing anti-war protesters were doing in the 60s versus anti-war protesters today, and the response to protesters today. It's like, do you not remember what was happening in the 60s? Cops are the same everywhere in any time period. True, absolutely true. But I especially feel like the response to protests today, like the way that people have been responding to the protesters outside the DNC, who are certainly not doing that.
Tipped it over, we did not. We rocked it.
Was it scary?
Yeah, they used to hold campus administrators hostage with guns. Yes, that's what happened at Columbia during the protests against South Africa's apartheid, which Columbia had been investing in, and they got them to divest because they held an administrator hostage.
Terrifying. In 1968, Bill Ayers was a leader in Students for a Democratic Society, or SDS.
They beat me up right there, took me to Cook County Jail, and I was there overnight.
56 years later, no one is expecting that level of volatility or violence at this year's convention. But here's what's striking: the connection between yesterday's protesters and today's.
We learned a lot from them, the way that they protest and the way that they take the streets.
Celia Nims, 26, is an organizer in the new SDS. We invited her and Ayers, now 79, for a talk about protest movements then and now.
Can you imagine trying to organize these demonstrations without cell phones, without social media?
Different generation, different time, different technology for sure.
It's a different generation, but I think the moral energy is very similar. I'm looking uneasily at the world, as we all should, and then we should do something about it.
Their targets in both eras, Democrats, the party in power at the White House, and the driving issue.
Yeah, for all the, why aren't they outside the RNC? Why didn't they go to the RNC? Why aren't they protesting Republicans? Well, first of all, it's Democrats who are in power. And second of all, they are protesting the party that they think they have the best chance at actually actually getting their demands met. There's no way with the Republicans. We all know that. Donald Trump was on the phone with Netanyahu, okay? Per reports, I think it was it was PBS at the DNC who was reporting this, that the former President Trump is on the phone with the PM of Israel, urging him not to cut a deal right now because it's believed that this would help the Harris campaign, which is just so fucking evil. And again, nobody who is protesting the Democrats thinks that Donald Trump is going to be better on Palestine. No, they know how horrible Trump will be, and they know how bad he'll be domestically towards Muslims, probably a Muslim ban 2.0. So anyway, I need to go. I know. I do need to go. I know. But anyway, what was I saying?
Again, a war.
She's
In
finished up this video.
1968, Vietnam. In 2024, Gaza. What are some of the similarities, would you say?
Cutie's talking smack about you. You know what? It's any given day, okay? This is like saying water is wet.
Between then and now.
We're anti-war. We're anti-intervention.
Nothing
We're opposed
will
to
faze
U.S.
me.
violence.
And we have the huge outpouring of women's rights, people refusing to
I'm
go
rubber,
back
you're
into the
glue.
closet. And the themes that we were fighting about 60 years ago are still true.
Chicago police have trained on de-escalation tactics for a year to prepare for this convention.
We're planning to have a family-friendly protest.
Neither one of you is anticipating a repeat of the mayhem.
We don't want a police riot, but that doesn't mean it won't happen.
Michael James these days is an author, a photographer, but a protester emeritus.
I'm going to leave it to others to raise criticisms of the Democratic Party.
Bill Ayers and his wife, Bernadine Dorn, spent 11 years on the run, wanted in connection with a
Damn.
series of bombings of public buildings. She eventually pleaded guilty to misdemeanor charges. Like Celia Nims, Ayers says he's demonstrating in Chicago this week.
If you're not angry, you're not paying attention. But if you're only angry, you won't get to where we need to go. Only love and generosity will do that.
This week, Chicago reconnects with America's partisan divide, then and now. For Eye on America, I'm Mark Strassman.
Yeah, I think that's a really good point there. If you're only angry, you won't get to where you need to go. Like, it is something where being fueled by anger is powerful. It's certainly something that I understand. It's like a very normal like reason to protest and to get involved because you are angry, but it can't be the only thing that's driving your involvement. The Emmys stand. I know. I saw this. This is. You know, I guess people were not talking about Deborah Messing or Selma Blair or other washed up losers. I guess they weren't talking about them enough, and so they decided to sign a letter authored by the pro-Israel nonprofit Creative Community for Peace, urging the National Academy of Television Arts and Sciences, that is the organization that runs the Emmys, to rescind the nomination of Bassan. So Bassan was recognized in the news and documentary category for It's Bassan from Gaza and I'm Still Alive. And they were like, you know what? Take her nomination away. Because that is how unbelievably evil. That is how evil.
Because nobody was talking about them. So they decided that they were going to
These are the same people out here on like the white women for Kamala call.
try to make themselves somewhat useful by attacking Bisson. Selma Blair, Deborah Messing, and a bunch of other losers that I've never heard of signed a letter authored by the pro-Israel
I love this girl, by the way.
nonprofit Creative Community for
funny.
Peace. For peace. Get the fuck out. Urging the National Academy of Television Arts and Sciences to rescind the nomination of Bisson Odouaz. Sorry, Bisson, if I butchered your last name. Who was recognized in the news and documentary category for It's Bisson from Gaza and I'm Still Alive.
So Bisson was documenting her. You know, she was she provided so much important coverage in especially those early months of Gaza being bombed. And she did a documentary, It's Bisson from Gaza and I'm Still Alive. This is a girl who has had her home and her entire way of life destroyed and documented that for the world to see. And you've got rich assholes like Deborah Messing and Selma Blair who would simultaneously say that they are out here fighting for women. They're on these white women for Kamala calls, okay? It's ladies year, ladies. It's ladies year, ladies. We're getting our first woman president. Women answer the call. Let's go. Feminism, girl boss, girl queens. And they are fucking evil.
I'm mad that she got recognized in this category for journalism and for her amazing, incredible journalism on the ground that she has been doing since the beginning of the...
Yeah, by herself, okay? Because so many journalists have been murdered in Gaza. It's been like the worst area for journalists in modern in like the last 40 years. It might be the deadliest conflict for journalists, point blank. But it certainly has been the deadliest conflict of the modern era. And Bisan, who's one girl in Gaza who was out here like trying to dodge bombs and find food to eat and was documenting to show that she is still alive and to show what was happening to her and her people. And holy shit, I just cannot. It's so craven. It's so craven for these rich multi-millionaire assholes in the comfort of their mansions in Los Angeles to be coming after her in this
genocide.
way.
Every single day, Bisan has been getting online and showing the entire world exactly what was going on. And this, mind you, when 150 journalists have been murdered in Gaza since this started, and no foreign journalists from any other country are allowed in. So we rely on the people in Gaza to tell us what's happening. And Bisan has been faithfully doing it every single day for over 300.
I hope she wins this. I swear to God, if the National Academy of Television Arts and Sciences rescinds the nomination, there will be hell to pay. But I hope, not only do they not, I hope that she wins this.
She actually deserves a lot more than just a little bit of recognition. She deserves awards and shit, okay? When this is all over. And these losers, you mad, bro? You mad she's stealing the spotlight you haven't had in a couple decades? Imagine being these losers, okay? Like, you're so hateful. You're so racist and Islamophobic that you're mad that she's being recognized for her journalism. Bitch, bye.
I love just calling them losers because that's what they are. You're a loser. Why is the Emmys org showing more spine than the White House? It's Bisan from Gaza and I'm Still Alive was reviewed by 2 successful panels of independent judges, including senior editorial leadership from such significant U.S. broadcast news network. It was selected for nomination from among more than 50 submissions in one of the year's most competitive categories. The piece was also recognized for journalistic achievement by the Peabody Awards and the Edward R. Murrow Awards, each administered by processes and organizations wholly separate from and independent of NADA's and the News and Documentary Emmys. NADA's is aware of reports cited in your letter and is initially surfaced by a communications consultant in the region that appeared to show a then teenage Bisan Auda speaking at various PFLP associated events between 6 and 9 years ago. NADA's has been unable to corroborate these reports, nor has it been able to date to surface any evidence of more contemporary or active involvement by Auda with the PFLP org. Most critically, the content submitted for award consideration was consistent with competition rules and NADA's policies. Accordingly, NADA's has found no grounds to date upon which to overturn the editorial judgment of the independent journalists who reviewed the material. Thank you. I appreciate your courtesy in sharing our response with your co-signers. Sincerely, Adam Sharp, NADA's president and CEO. So basically, get fucked, you losers. Get fucked. We're not rescinding the nomination. And in fact, she should win. I'd like a PS. Get fucked. Fuck off. Fuck off. And kiss your careers goodbye, because you should never work again. Truly, no one should hire you. You pieces of shit. Okay, I'm gonna go. I gotta go. I gotta walk Farley, and then I gotta go I'm going to send you guys over to I'm gonna send you guys to who haven't I rated before? Oh wait, you know what? Actually, I want to raid Cutie, but I want us to all. No, you know what? Actually, I just saw that Mari's live. I'll give. I've never raided Mari before. I met Mari this weekend. I'm gonna give Mari a raid. If you end up finding your way to Cutie's stream, tell her that I'm coming up with my comeback story. Maybe something about how. Maybe something to do with like her nipples. No, damn it. I have to come up with something new. See, she's already taken everything. She's taken everything from me. I can't even come up with anything. All right, you guys. I'll see you tomorrow. I think I'm definitely going to try to stream in the morning. Catch up on stuff from last night. So stay tuned. Yeah, I was thinking of doing a double stream tomorrow, so stay tuned. I'll let you guys know in the Discord. Thank you for joining me. I know things have been kind of crazy, streaming at random hours, streaming short streams. That's how it goes right now. So anyway, I'm going to be a almost 32-year-old at the Olivia Rodrigo show tonight wearing my very cool Gen Z outfit, and I will certainly take photos and post them so you guys can see how cool and young I am. Okay, goodbye.